Tanong, pwede ba akong kukuha ng property kahit walang agent? Sagot, yes and no. Hello, Real Estate George here, a unit manager from Filipino Homes and a PRC accredited and DHSUD registered salesperson. And today, let's discuss if pwede ba si buyer na hindi na kailangang kumuha ng agent at pupunta directly sa developer to buy a property. But before we proceed, if you are new to this channel at hindi ka pa nakapag-subscribe, please pause the video muna at i-click mo yung subscribe button. This will really help my channel rank better at makakatulong ka pa sa akin sa pag-create ng maraming videos at magsalita pa ng maraming Tagalog para makatulong pa sa maraming Pilipino. Kaya, maraming salamat po. Now, here are the reasons why there are a lot of buyers that goes directly to the office of the developer to make a reservation. Pwedeng may hindi silang magandang experience with the real estate agent before. Pwede rin na nag-research sila at nakadecide na sila sa unit na bibilhin nila kaya hindi na nila kailangan ng agent. Or wala silang kakilalang agent kaya go directly to the developer. At pwede din na akala nila ay makakasave sila kapag hindi na sila kukuha ng agent. And in this video, let's explore if pwede ba talagang kumuha ng unit kahit walang agent. Pero before I answer that, let me explain more. There are two kinds of properties for sale. Those sold by developers or project selling, and those sold by property owners or what we call as brokerage. Properties sold by developers or project selling are usually pre-selling. Meaning, ito ang mga projects na binibenta kahit hindi pa natatapos o hindi pa nasimulan ang development. Pag nakatanggap na ang developer ng license to sell from DHSUD, ay pwede na ito nilang i-market. These are condominium projects, subdivision house and lots, townhouses, and even lot for sale only. Most of the time, it takes 3 to 4 years down payment at ito din ang estimate na turnover ng unit mo. Ang for sale ng owner naman or brokerage ay properties na binibenta ng may-ari. Usually ready for occupancy na ito or minsan, may mga gamit pa na you can buy as fully furnished. At payment terms nito ay usually spot cash or 50% down payment and the rest of the balance is through bank or pag-ibig. Pwede itong brand new or ikaw na ang second or third owner. Pwede ito inside a subdivision or nasa labas ng village. To complete this process, kailangan mo din magbayad ng capital gain tax and documentary stamp tax and other taxes needed so you can transfer ownership to your name compared sa pre-selling na contract to sell lang. Now, going back to the question, if pwede ka bang kukuha ng property directly from the developer na walang agent, ang sagot ay yes and no. Ang gulo naman. Okay, let me explain. Yes if for brokerage transaction and no if for project selling. Klaro ba? Bakit iba-iba ang sagot? Because that is in the law. Owners are allowed to sell their properties and developers are not. Per RA 9646 Section 28 on the exemption from the acts constituting the practice of real estate service, meaning ang pwede lang magbenta ng property maliban sa mga real estate agent and brokers and salespersons are letter A, any person, natural or juridical, who shall directly perform by himself or herself the acts mentioned in Section 3, meaning yung mga salesperson and brokers hereof with reference to his or her or its own property, except real estate developers. Ayun! So, hindi pwedeng magbenta ang mga developers without using the license of a real estate broker. Parang unfair naman yata yan. Sa katunayan, umabot na sa Supreme Court ito. The case was filed to the Supreme Court by CREBA last February 4, 2014 on the Reman Enterprise Incorporated and Chambers of Real Estate and Builders Association or CREBA as petitioners versus the Professional Regulatory Board of Real Estate Service and Professional Regulation Commission as respondents. But here is a portion of that decision kung bakit hindi pwedeng ang real estate developers ang magbenta directly ng property. Because the exemption of real estate developers was anchored on reasonable classification aimed at protecting the buying public from from the rampant misrepresentations often committed by the unlicensed real estate practitioners, and to prevent unscrupulous and unethical real estate practices from flourishing, considering the large number of consumers in the regular course of business compared to isolated sale transactions made by private individuals selling their own property. So, pwede walang agent if si owner ang kausap mo, but if it's from a developer, ay kailangan mo ng real estate agent or a broker to represent you. Kahit mag-direct ka pa from a developer's office, ay mag-a-assign pa din sila ng agent or broker for you, or you get one on your own. So, wala kang takas. But please don't feel like ang mga agent ay parang mga parasite. Hindi naman nanghihingi kahit piso ang mga real estate agent at broker sa'yo. Sa katunayan nga ay nagbibigay pa sila sa'yo ng advice kung ano ang best unit at kung ano ang mga nasa palibot ng property na gusto mo. Tutulungan ka pa nila kumuha ng requirements like the TIN number or checking account if wala ka pa. At pipila pa sila para sa'yo para mag-reserve ng unit na gusto mo para you can stay at home. At sa question na if makasave ba si buyer if hindi na siya kukuha ng real estate agent, ang sagot naman ay yes and no. Ano ba yan? Yes and no na naman. Let me explain again. Yes, pwede kang makasave if brokerage kasi hindi na nagbibigay ng commission to the agent that can translate to savings para sa iyo. And no, if project selling kasi yung commission ng agent ay embedded na sa total contract price. So kahit pa walang ginawa ang agent mo kundi sasamahan ka lang sa office to reserve, pareha lang ang price ng unit mo sa agent na naghanap pa ng unit na gusto mo at nag-site tour pa sa iyo kahit isang taon pa. At ang good news para sa iyo ay these real estate agents do this to you for free. Kahit pa ulit-ulit pa kayong nag-site tour, hindi ka sisingilin ng agent mo kahit bayad pamasahe. Pero huwag naman sanang aabot ng matagal kasi yung price ng property mo ay tataas over time. So, there you have it. At pasensya na sa mga yes and no na sagot ko sa mga tanong. Para-paraan lang yan para maging interesting naman. So once again, this is George Ryan Sarmago, Unit Manager from Philippine Homes and a PRC accredited and DHSUD registered salesperson. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay at home, and peace!